Hello, makeshifters. This is what we're making today. A prop spinner. It is going to have a hook dressed with marble, body out of beads, and a brass propeller. Let's make it. I got a sheet of brass here. It's about 0.4, 0.5 mil in thickness. You can also use copper. Those materials are soft, easy to work with, and they hold very little or no iron. That's why they don't rust. I got my calipers set at 2 millimeters, and I'm going to make a scratch. Now I have it set at 4 millimeters. I'm going to make another scratch. Now I have it set at 6 millimeters. And now I have it set at 8 millimeters. I have marked 4 scratches. I want each propeller of the prop spinner to be around 12-13 millimeters long. So I got 13 millimeters on the calipers. And on the center line I'm going to make a scratch. Here we go. That's the marks. Now I'm going to drill a hole in this one, and that one. A little dent, so the drill bit will not slip off. I'm planning to assemble that prop spinner on a wire that is 0.6 mil in diameter. And ideally I would need to drill a hole with a drill bit that is around 0.7, 0.8 mils in diameter. That is to avoid rattling when the propeller is spinning on the wire. If the hole is too big, then the rattle side to side will be too much. I don't want it rattling, I want it just spinning. The smallest drill bit I have it is 1 millimeter. So 1 millimeter hole is going to have to work. The holes are done. Where the drill bit come out, there's rough edges. So I'm going to use this 3 millimeter drill bit to take away those edges. And on this side as well. Now with metal tin snips, we would have to cut it out on this mark that we made. The one that is furthest away from the edge, which is at 8 millimeters. You see how it started twisting? That's why it was a good idea to drill the holes while brass was flat and not cut. Now let's cut it on each mark. On this hammer, we are going to flatten the brass, making it straight. I got 3 millimeters on the calipers, and from each edge I'm going to mark a line. And each corner going from the line to the first mark, I'm going to cut. I got small hand vise. I have our brass piece clamped into the jaws. And right in the middle, we're going to file a groove. I don't know if you can see it, but I filed a groove exactly to our first mark. So this groove is 2 millimeters deep. Now I have turned it around in the vise, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Here we go, there's another groove. That is what we have at the moment. Now with the bigger round nose file, we're going to make the groove bigger. And now with the bigger file, we're not going to keep it flat. We're going to keep it at an angle, and we'll file away this bit. Now we have filed it on both sides, on the right side, and if we turn it around, on the other side we have the right side as well. And that is because the brain does one side better. Because if I would have filed the right side and then I try to file the left side, it will not come out uniform, as different areas of the brain will be working. So to file this side, we're going to turn it around, and that means that we're still going to file the right side, and then when we turn it around, we have the right side unfiled, and we're going to file it away, and then our little brass piece is going to look like a propeller. That's the last side we have to file away. Here we have it. That's the rough outline of the propeller blade. Now we just have to file away these corners and the front. This is what we have on one side. It's round, and the other side is still rough. Let's file it away. Here we go. Now it's looking like a propeller. It is still looking rough around the edges, so with a smaller, finer file, I'm going to turn it at an angle and take away sharp edge around the blade. And then on the other side as well. Now I'm just going to file all the way around, and it'll be ready for bending. I got flat nose pliers, and on our little propeller blade we have the side where we did the markings, and the other side is clean. This is the side that we want facing out. We're going to grab it near where we made the hole, and then we're going to turn the blade at an angle. So then when we make any bend, the blade is going to look this way and catch water and spin. To give it extra angle, I'm just going to grab the blade and twist it this way. Now this blade is really going to spin and catch the water. Now we need a hook. I usually just put it next to the blade and see that the blade is not that much wider than the hook points. Let's tie something feathery on a hook. It is a treble hook, Honor, in size 6. These are the tools I'm going to use. If you want to know how to make any of them, I'll leave the link in the description. I'm going to use olive thread in 6/0. It's going to be a simple feathered hook. We're going to attach olive marabou fibers and flash. On a treble hook, there are kind of 3 sides to it. On each side, we're going to attach a clump of marabou. We're just breaking off marabou with our fingers. As when you cut it, it just looks terrible. But when you break it off with fingers like that, it gives it nice taper and movement. This is pearl flash. I got 4 strands. We're going to put it in the eye of the hook. And from here, we're going to whip finish. The propeller's beads and hooks are ready. Let's assemble it on the wire. I have this stainless steel wire. It's in a coil. I cut about 7 centimeters of it. Let's make a loop. These are fly tying beads. They're brass, nickel plated. Now there's a sharp edge. We're going to file it down. The tag end have gotten smaller and it's not sharp anymore. Because this wire was in a coil, it has a bend. Let's straighten it. And now we're going to take a smaller bead and put it at the front. And what that's going to do, when the propeller is spinning in the water, it's going to reduce the rattling of the propeller side to side, and it's just going to spin straighter. I measured about 1.2 centimeters from the front bead. Now we're going to make a loop. All we have to do is close the loop, twist the tag end around the wire about 3 times. Now there's a sharp bit sticking out. We're going to flatten it down. Now we will straighten the loop. Prop spinners are ready. Let's check size and weight. It is pushing 6.57 centimeters. It is weighing around 2.1 gram. Before we put them in the box, let's test them in the water. After a few runs up and down the bathtub, I already see the benefits of the propeller. It starts almost instantly, and you can retrieve it slower than a normal spinner and it will still spin. Let's put it in the box and take it out camping and fishing.